Hello everyone, I'm RiverFox and welcome to the channel. And today we are carrying on with our Canny Valley Storm Shield Defenses videos. Now don't forget there will be a link in the description down below of the Canny Valley playlist, which is going to cover all of the Storm Shield defenses. They will work to a certain degree in the endurance, but I will be making changes to those before I do the endurance, and I will also cover separate videos on those. Now, this time around, we're going to be working on Amplifier B. Now, if you have placed your amplifiers in a different order, this may have a different letter to it, but this is the one which is towards the northeast of the map, just as you can see here. And again, if you have placed different amplifiers than my 4 that I have set, then these may not work so well for you, because you will have different spawn points, you will have different directions they will come from, so it may not be as effective. So just bear that in mind when building these amplifiers. Now for this one, they are going to come either from the north, or they are going to come from the east over there. So we're going to go over to the north first of all, and the main spawn point is literally all the way over here. And let me get under here. Okay. And some of this will be covered from the Amplifier A video, which if you have missed any of those, don't forget to check out in the description down below. The playlist for that will cover all of the builds for these. Now, this is the main area that they will spawn from for the Amplifier B. They will spawn around this spot, and they can sometimes spawn around that section as well, which may take out some of those defenses on there, but they should generally be okay. So from this point, of course, we have our lobber shield, and this is linked into the lobber shield that we will have for Amplifier A. So it is literally just a load of tires placed up on the top here. Now, we do have 2 squares left out on this side, and we do have the full row along here that will get left out as well, because if you place them in, then it will screw up all of the defenses for the Amplifier A, so you have to leave those sides out, just so that nothing can drop down from here or from up there either. So for this then, they will be heading either in through this direction in here, or they will head around this way over here. So we're going to go for the right hand side first of all, only because that is the most defenses section. So if they make it past any of these ceiling traps and these broadsides, then they will head towards this spot here. And of course they will get hit by this broadside, which is again linked into the Amplifier A. But they will head in through this spot, and in here we do have 3 timeout boxes in here, and they will all be identical. They will have a broadside on both the 2 sides. They will have a tar pit on the bottom, and if I just get in here, we do have a wall lights on the front side with a window. Now you do have to make the window first before you place the wall lights on it. If you do try to put in a solid wall and edit the window later, then it won't let you. I mean, you don't have to have the window in it. It is personal preference. I just like to have that there so you can keep a check on what is going on inside the box. But not very much is going to survive from these boxes, because we do have a ceiling electric field up above as well. So all the way along this point, now we do have our edited wall into a very small wall on this side. Make sure you do have it on the right and not on the left. If you do have it on the left, then chances are when they get hit by the launcher, they will end up then landing, if I can actually get up there, they will end up landing on the wall here, and they will just fall back down again. So you do need to make sure that you do have it edited so that they will come as close to the box as possible, and that way then they are going to make sure they do get flung into the boxes. So we do have our sound walls on here as well, just to slow them down and make sure that any propane does get left behind if they get flung into these boxes. So we got 3 of these boxes. Now if they make it up this point, they will come up to this square here. So we've got a broadside set here, which is going to fling all the way over there, and we have wall lights, which is going to fling them all the way back down again. And up above in this square only, we do have a ceiling gas trap. And the reason for the ceiling gas trap is to try and catch any smashers that may make it up to this point. It doesn't tend to work so well on the smaller husks, but then they generally get taken out by the wall launchers anyway. So that is why we've got a gas trap on there. Now this section along here is literally just 3 wall launchers with tar pits on the bottom. Now I did, in some other defenses that I did replace the tar pits with floor launchers, which is why we have the slanted roof pieces up there. But again, they do help to prevent any lobbers or flingers from actually, you know, aiming at our amplifier, which is directly behind the walls here. So if they do make it to this point, then wall launcher will fling them into that box over there. If they do make it any further over, then the wall launchers will fling them into this big pit down here. And the same applies to your edited wall pieces along here as well. Make sure they are on the right hand side, so anything will be constantly staying to the left on here, especially smashers, and they will just get tipped over the edge into this this sort of box here. And we've got 2 floor freeze traps in here, which are going to freeze them on the spot, where they will get hit by the broadsides from both sides. And we have tire traps up above it, so not much is going to make it out of there. And this is the point where it meets up with the other tunnels. So let's get round here. Okay. Now, anything then that does decide it wants to come through this direction, so we do have a couple of broadsides here just to catch majority out as soon as they come in. If they make it up this ridge, then we've got some wooden floor spikes along the floors here just to cause them extra damage as they come in, and a wall launcher which will fling them straight back out down there, and broadsides, and another wall launcher on this side which will fling them back out again, and of course our ceiling electric fields along the tops. If they get in to this point, then we have a sound wall which will slow them down a little bit further, and they will then hit this point, which we have a broadside there, which is going to do some massive damage as they come in. And if they make it out from that, then of course our floor launcher on the floor is going to fling them along here, and chances are they will fling them into this box again, where they will get taken out. If they do actually land on this spot, then we do have a floor freeze trap to freeze them in place with a ceiling electric field above it. And if they make it from there, then they are going to head towards this direction. Now this also links into our defenses for the east, so I will cover all of that section in a moment. Now if they make it this point, then this is going to fling them back over to this spot again, where they will take some more damage. And if they get past onto this square, then we have another launcher which is going to fling them into a box over there, which I will explain as we come along, and another broadside for some extra damage on the way. And pretty much nothing really gets through that spot. Now I did add behind these 3 wall launchers, I did add some block off here, which is literally a edited cone pointing towards the northwest and surrounded by walls on the 3 sides. You don't need to bother placing one on this wall down here, but then it won't let you anyway. And yeah, that is the same for all of these 4 boxes along here. No floor pieces in there, just edited cones, and they don't tend to get through that very much at all. And yeah, that will take care of it from the north. Now from the east, that is a bit more extensive, so let me get over to the other side. We do have lots of bounce pads so we can get around easier. Now for this one, there are going to be a few kind of areas they will spawn at. The majority are going to spawn around down here. You will get the occasional spawn right on the top of the waterfall over there, and you can sometimes get some along this spot up here as well. So if any that spawn up there generally sort of fall down and come down either this side down to the bottom, or they will fall down and they will go down there down to the bottom, or just literally they'll fall off the top. So you don't tend to need to worry about those. These ones over here, they tend to just fall straight down down this because it's nice and open, and they will head in this sort of river. So if we just get over here, okay, so they're going to head over this direction. And when they get to this point, we do have a couple of ceiling electric fields up here just to catch any out on there, and a broadside as well. Now there are 2 directions then that they can go from this point. They can either go along through the left, or they will go on through the right. So we're going to go through the right first, because that will tie us in with our other builds for the north direction. So they can come along through this point, and if they do, we have a sound wall to slow them down, and a floor launcher which is going to fling them into this box here. If they make it over to this square, we've got some wooden floor spikes along here, and a wall launcher which should fling them straight back out to that rock over there. And if they make it past this point, now of course our base will go on this square up here, and we got some more electric fields above. So if they make it past, then there's another floor launcher here which is going to fling them into this pit as well, into this box. And this is the same as all of my other timeout boxes. We have broadside on both sides, we have tar pit on the bottom, and behind it we have our wall lights, and of course an electric field up above. So not very much actually, you know, survives from that. They don't tend to cause any damage at all. If they do get past from that point, then we have some more wooden floor spikes which literally will be all on the floor along here, a broadside which is going to be flinging back and forth, and a launcher which is going to launch them all the way out towards that direction anyway. So majority don't really make it past that point, to be honest, but you may get the occasional one that that will get along. If they make it any further, there's another wall launcher to fling them into here with a sound wall, a broadside, and a floor launcher which is going to fling them into one of these boxes. And these are pretty much all the same. Again, we have the same traps on these ones as we have in all our other boxes. Now we don't have any piece up there because nothing will allow us to place in these 2 squares, so you can't place anything on it. You can in that one, but to be honest, this is a bit of a waste of a tile. There's no need to place anything in it. If they do even make it this far along, which I haven't really had any, then there's another launcher to fling them into that box anyway. I do leave these all set up though, because very occasionally your lobbers and your flingers may try and take a long route around this way when they're going for different amplifiers, so it can quite often take them out and get them that way. And of course this links into broadside and launcher over here. So if we get over here now I did add this wall up here, this edited wall. If I can just get up the top, I added these 2 walls in here because I kept getting, especially with the flingers, they would get bounced and kind of phase through the structures here, and they would end up standing on this point and literally just lobbing straight over the top. So I added these two pieces in just to prevent them from actually getting phasing through any of the structures. Now on to the other direction. So they can come in now through this way as well. Now they can't get up through this point, so they tend to kind of come along this ridge here, which they will get hit by the two broadsides, which are going to bounce back and forth, and of course our ceiling electric fields. And they will make it up to here, which they will get hit by the wall launcher, which will fling them straight back out and repeat it. And they will then come to this point here, which another wall launcher is going to fling them all the way over there. So they've got to walk through all of these and probably get hit by those launchers on the way out. Now, just before they get into this section in here, there is one more little bit up here that they may come up. So they may come up this way and try and get in through here. So we have set a little bit up on here just to try and channel them into that section in there. So we've got a wall launcher in case they come along to this section, because behind here we do have a load of block off, which is literally just a wall, backward stairs, or edited roof piece, and that will go 3 tiles long in this little sort of tunnel, just to prevent anything from wanting to get into there. But we've got our ceiling electric fields along the top, our wooden floor spikes on the bottom, and just for good measure a broadside in here as well. And hopefully we'll force them to come along this point, which will join into the rest of our tunnels. So it's pretty much the same sort of things as we go in the tunnel. We got a sound wall right at the start to hopefully make any propane guys drop their propanes, and yep, they will carry on along this point as they're dancing, take damage from our wall spikes, floor spikes rather, and broadsides, and our ceiling electric fields, and then they will get hit by the launcher, which is going to fling them straight back out again. And it's the same as they come in through this section as well. If they make it to this point, we do have another sound wall to hopefully keep them dancing that bit longer. And to the end, again, another launcher to launch them back out that way. And as they come over here, if they ever make it, which to be honest they rarely did, there's another wall launcher and a sound wall, which is going to fling them into this box in here, which is identical to all the others. Now the only reason I placed this one structure here is just to make sure that if they make it this far, that they can't get a direct aim towards the amplifier behind it, and that is the only reason that is there. But that is pretty much all of our builds. We do have a small lighthouse set up here just for any smashers, so if the smashers come along in smasher waves, then they will head through the structures to get to our amplifier. If you didn't have anything built around your actual amplifier, then the smashers would tend to destroy structures further back down here, like some of these, and they would start causing problem in your tunnels. So it's always a good idea to have something built around the amplifier, even if it is just this basic lighthouse design, which is literally just edited walls like this on either side, some edited floor pieces, which you only need on 2 sides, and that will give you enough of a flat space then that you can put in the edited sort of archway like this on all the way around the top, and that's all that is for, really. And if you do want to place your base will go on this square over here for this direction, and I'm not actually sure, I don't even think I have one over here on this direction at all. If you were going to do it, I would probably say it would be an idea to put it perhaps along this section, this square here, so that it will strengthen majority of your sort of timeout boxes rather than anything else. But that is pretty much the defenses for our Amplifier B. And yeah, it does work really well. It takes care of majority of the husks and the smashers, especially through your later Canny Valley Storm Shield defenses. So I hope this video does help you out. If it does, don't forget to drop a like down below. Smash that subscribe before you go, and if you turn on the notification bell, then you will always get updated of all my content when it comes out. If you do buy anything from the Fortnite store, please consider using code RiverFox, as it will help me out a great deal. And if you get the time, do check out my Twitter account. The link will be in the description down below, along with a link for my Canny Valley playlist, which will cover all of my amplifier builds, and if I've completed it and got it finalized yet, my fully AFK Canny Valley Endurance. So I hope you do enjoy, but until the next time, I hope you have a lovely day and stay safe, my friends.